Hello, old soul. This is Glenroy dropping another gem. When is the right moment? There are periods of time um, when we kind of vacillate between having to be at rest, having to wait, having to kind of hibernate and to kind of let things kind of play out, go with the flow. And then there are times when you have to act. And we all sometimes miss it. We act when we should wait. We wait when we should act. And then we have these regrets, these moments in time that seem to pass us by, where we said, if only I had acted at that point, or only if I'd waited and just been patient. The real question is, when should we do which? And I know there's a school of thought, which I kind of agree with, which is that everything happens in its own time. That things happen for a reason, things happen in seasons, things occur when they're supposed to occur. But I also think it's equally true that we can miss opportunities. Now, when you miss the opportunity, it can become a life lesson. And what's the phrase? Things that are the cream always rises to the top, right? That people who are meant for things, it's going to happen no matter what. And I believe there's truth to that. Like I said, there's truth in all these sayings because they're true. It's wisdom is trying to figure out the right mix and the right moments when these things make sense. So what I have come to realize is that it is true that we have to let go and go with the flow at times. It is true that fortune favors the bold, that action means something. And it is also true that even missed opportunities are opportunities for growth. But I watched something recently that made me rethink a little bit. Yes, the cream always rises to the top. And yes, some people are going to succeed no matter what. The trick is it going to be a tumultuous success where you're literally making it out by the skin of your teeth? Or is it a harmonious success? We're always going to have problems, but more harmonious, more in line, more destiny than like this uphill battle. And I think what you have to decide is, do you want things to just happen haphazardly and you learn in the most painful way possible? Or do you want to achieve your dreams, the life purpose that God has blessed you with, by aligning yourself with what God has aligned you for? Spirits, guides, whatever your flavor is. So once again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the only thing that you can control in this mix of staying still, moving, is yourself, is an inner knowledge of who you are. You should be an expert in Glenroy, in Michael, in Mary, whatever you are, whoever you are. You need to know yourself better than other people know you. And I think what we do is we kind of operate on autopilot and hope that other people will stop us when we're about to run off the cliff. We hope that things will just work out. So I'm advocating for a balance where you are going to definitely have to go with the flow. You should be at the heart of hearts, moving with the universe, right? There are some days when your body's telling you to rest and you have to rest. You have to kind of heed that. You're looking around and every sign is telling you that this is not the moment. You need to take a break. You need to relax. You're impatient. You're rushing. You're trying to force something, but this is not the right time for it. Then there are going to be times when you're afraid, when you're hesitant, when everything is screaming, this is the moment to go up to that young lady and tell her how you feel. Or this is the moment to stop being snarky and let that young man approach you. Or this is the moment to tell your boss that you're dissatisfied with where things are going, right? Or this is the moment to present that demo tape, or to write that book, or to show someone the book, or to begin writing that novel, right? The only thing that you can control in that scenario is a full understanding of yourself as much as humanly possible, and to be open to the universe. So you have to have this duality of being, one, open to the universe, open to what the universe has for you, but also acting in according to what you desire. So the way to look at it is that there's a dichotomy, right? And I've said this a bunch of times. You've been born in a specific place at a specific time to a specific family with specific limitations, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and with a unique mix that can never, ever be replicated by anyone else in this universe. And so that is divinely orchestrated, divinely designed to be that way, like a finely tuned watch. So your input matters. So how you feel about it, what your intuition is telling you, how you're being pushed to proceed, it is a part of the equation. What's happening in the universe, whether it's morning, night, evening, whether it is a full moon, whether it's the atmosphere of the people around you, maybe it's not the right time in this thing. Like, there are periods, we all know eras where certain, like, for example, in music, 1995 was just a boom for music. And then there was a dry period, and then it switches, and there's different genres, and some people like heavy metal. Like, there is a time and space for things that is ordained, that's universal, that's kind of set. And then there are individuals that remake it. But when they come matters. Like Steve Jobs, that was his era. I don't know how he would fare in this era. There are too many innovative people going on about, right? How would he fare in this era? We don't know. That was a perfect time where innovation, tenacity, drive could achieve something amazing. And now it may not hit the same, right? So you need to become a master of yourself, to become authentically yourself. Once you have that basis, and I don't mean to judge, I don't mean to change, I don't need to say, well, I'm not good enough. Just be fully aware of your shortcomings and who you are, and accept it. The beauty of, look, you're a unique, perfectly formed being. Yes, there's room for growth. Yes, there are things that you fail at, but that's the beauty of it. Like, I don't want perfection. I thought I wanted it, but perfection is boring. What I want is to be uniquely myself, to be completely satisfied with who I am, and then to grow to something even more beautiful. And if there is any purpose in life, it is to achieve something as you are, perfectly as you were designed to be. So I know I might be losing some people. So let's get back to the focus. To decide when to move and when to stay is dependent upon a full understanding of yourself and a recognition of the cues the universe gives you as to when to move and when to stay. So I will give you one example and then we'll end. Let's say you want to ask that young lady out, and she's been giving you no signs. She's giving you a little bit of signs, but it's more like you have to take the plunge. And you've decided that Valentine's Day is a day. You're going to get flowers, you're going to do this whole presentation. You're ready to go. You're ready to act. But the universe, like, there's issues going on, there are different problems that are happening, and you just get the impression that the girl that you are interested in is not going to like the flashiness. Like, most girls would, but she doesn't come off as the one that would like that. That's a moment, knowing who you are and reading the signs to say, you know what, I'm not going to do it on Valentine's Day. I'm going to do it the next week, the following week, and I'm not going to make a big fanfare. I'm going to write her a poem, or I'm going to just ask her out. And what you might learn is when you do that, there was a whole bunch of guys who went above board. They barely know her and they did this thing. But you go and you came in a calm, nonchalant, and she really appreciated that. That's something that requires an understanding of what's around you, an awareness, a realization that people are individual and they're unique, and that what works for everyone doesn't necessarily work for that person. So once you recognize that, it becomes a formula that you can use. And now you can't use it in everything. But what I'm telling you is the moment when you move and when you stop is dependent upon your understanding of yourself. It all starts there. And this is why I spend so much time trying to make you guys as authentic as possible. As an old soul, you have been constantly told how weird you are. People think that it's just you're different. You feel different. You feel separated. You feel apart. And what it does, at least what it's done in my life, is to make me question myself and to not trust my own judgment and intuition because it doesn't match the world's. But that power source was divinely given to you. And I'm making the argument that you were meant to do something exceptional. And not by the world standards. So you may not be a multi-billionaire, but what you're going to do is going to touch people's lives around you. That is what matters. Why am I doing this? It's because I want to touch people's lives around me. I realize that once I have done everything I want to do in this world, it doesn't really matter if it's not touching anyone else. We are all uniquely fit together, and we are part of a universe, and we're all a part of ourselves, and we rise and fall together. Be blessed, my friends. Be blessed.